And we begin another incredible week, another incredible month of learning Mesilas Yesharim, Musar Yomi with this fabulous Hachzik program. We're holding on page 322 in the Artscroll Mesilas Yesharim as we embark on the 17th chapter of Mesilas Yesharim, which is what? The Derech, the way of being koine tahira. Begins the Ramchal, hine aderech lahasig amida azois, the way to attain this incredible trait, kal hulemi, shekvar shtadov hasig amida zeshniyas adeina. It's easier if you got to this point. So perhaps for all of us, we could comment and say, we certainly did not, we'll talk for ourselves, have not fully been koine all the other midas, but realize it's building, it's growing. Says the Ramchal, when you stop and you think, al pechisus tanuge olam v'tayvaisav, the lowliness of the tainug, of the pleasures of this world and its benefits. As we wrote previously in the chapter on Precious. What happens the more you think about how mundane, physical, pleasurable activities are repulsive? What happens? Slowly you'll get to the point to realize that they're el-al-arais. They're not good for you. And hechamri, hechoshuch v'hagas. And the more that you're drawn towards them, the more you indulge in them, what happens? This physical, this dark, this mundane activities, it chips away. It makes you yourself a bit deficient. And once he's convinced that this world, with all these pleasures, are actually detracting, deficient, and not good for you, vadai. So that's where we have to get to, that point, that incredible knowledge that this world is not where it's at. Then what? Vadai sheyekal, certainly, sheyekal libadam emal asirim milibai. Certainly, it'll be easy for him to detach himself from them and to remove them from his heart when he's engaged in physical actions. Al kain, therefore, therefore, the more you deepen, you put into your psyche, you put into your body, and you constantly realize the lowliness of the physical, of the mundane, the ta'anugav and its pleasures. The more we put that knowledge in, the easier it will be to purify our heart and our thoughts both pre and during action. So we're not going to be enticed, we're not going to turn it all to the Yetzer Hara, but shamaisim and amaisim with any of the activities, rather, when you have to do something, it's going to be Ga'anos, like you need to do it. Like tzaddikim, they eat because they need to eat. If I don't eat, I'm not going to do anything else. So the more we input into our knowledge, the more that we'll slowly be able to get to such a place. Continues the Ramchal, just as we split up the Hayras HaMachshava, the purity of the heart, into two different parts. Number one, we said in the previous chapter, was what? One is it physical actions, and one is even within the Avaida, even within the Ruchnis, even within the doing good. We created levels in the Lishma, doing it for the right reason. So too, the ways to acquire these levels is split into two. Because to purify your mind when it comes to the physical actions, that's the first level. How do you do that? Like he just said, you have to input into your mind and slowly realize how low and mundane this world is. But then when it comes to purifying your mind, when it comes to the avodah, when it comes to within the Torah, within the tefillah, to make it pure and pristine, yarbe, what do you have to do now? You have to increase his boinanusai al tarmus hakavod. You have to think about that the earthly honor, the earthly falseness is deceptive, that the more you're tricked by your body is not a good thing. And you want to run away from it. And by doing that, you'll be purifying your actions, that you're not learning for that kavod, because you know that the kavod is bad. And slowly you'll get to that place that you're learning for the right lishma reasons. Then you'll be clean during the avodah, that you're not going to do it for all the accolades, the lauding, and the praises from people. And rather, your thoughts are going to be biyichud straight up to Hashem. He is a real source of praise, and He is the true goodness and wholesomeness. The FS Azulase, nothing else aside for Him. He is your praise and He is your God. And of course, we can't remind ourselves enough that these are such high and lofty levels, so far away from us. But the more we learn, the more we think, the more we try to input into our bodies, into our machshavas, into our leiv, a little bit that tainugim are not the right way. A tiny bit that we're not doing it for the kavod. Slowly it drips into us a little by little and makes us a bit more tahar as we continue learning Mesilas Yesharim from here in the next year. B'siyata Dishmaya.